Hey, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about customer avatars. How do you find your ideal customer? And I'm going to give you all the worksheets that you need to do this. Now, if you check the description of this video, you will find the worksheet that you can download and fill in and go along with this exercise. But if you haven't got that straight away, no problem. You can just write down the bullet points on a piece of paper or a notepad or something like that, right? And follow along with me. Now, my name's James Nicholson, and I've generated over £30 million in 16 years in business using digital marketing. But not only that, I've gone on to coach and mentor many thousands of business owners just like you. And this exercise that we're going to do now is something that we do on our business accelerator, and it's a really important session where we just nail down exactly who is the perfect customer for you. So if you want the template, as I said, that's in the description. And look, help me out with the YouTube algorithm on this. So hit the like button on this video and comment any questions that you've got, anything on your business below. I'll personally reply to all of those, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. So let's look at customer avatars and why they're so important to you as a business owner. Now, you need to understand, as a business owner, you must structure your message depending on who you're talking to. Most businesses fail because they have a one-to-everyone message, right? They'll assume that they can work with anybody, right? Anyone that's got a pulse or a checkbook, they'll look to work with them. Now, you might have a business where you can work with anybody. Maybe you sell water, for example. However, you need to structure that message to different people, because different people are getting water for different reasons. And I want to give you an example that's easy for everyone to understand. So if you think about McDonald's, right? If you think about McDonald's here. Now, McDonald's can serve lots of different demographics, lots of different types of people. I'm sure you'd agree, right? And let's give you a few examples. So my daughter, Georgia, she's 20 years old, and she goes to McDonald's for various different reasons than I would. And the normal reason she might go to a McDonald's might be to get something like a McFlurry or a small little snack, right? And because she's younger, maybe she's out shopping, and also she might go in there just to charge her mobile phone. And so she would get messages with things like the cheap 99p menu and McFlurries and stuff like that. Now, they would also want to target her on platforms that she hangs out on. And so she would be on different social media networks than you might. For example, she would use TikTok a lot and Snapchat a lot, as well as Instagram a lot. However, she doesn't use Facebook so much, and she doesn't use YouTube so much. Now, another person that McDonald's might want to target could be a builder, right? A guy that's maybe in his 30s. And so he's working quite a lot in the day, burning a lot of calories. And so that message to him might be to come in and get a huge, great big, grand Big Mac or something like that, right? And so they're looking to target those people. Now, those guys are maybe more likely to hang out on Facebook. A 30-year-old male is more likely to hang out on Facebook than you would be on TikTok, right? And so that means that he needs to have a different message. McDonald's needs to market to that guy differently than they do my daughter, who's 20 years old. Now, my partner and I, Katie, we've just had a new baby called Amelie, right? And so Katie is now a mum, right? And I'm a dad. But Katie's more likely to be out and about in the day to day. And so McDonald's, if they want to get families into a restaurant, they might target things like parents with Happy Meal offers, with Disney promotions and stuff like that, because they know if they get the child in there, the parent is likely to also buy something while they're there, even if it's just a coffee, for example. And so McDonald's have lots of different avatars. Your business might too. Maybe you sell clothes, and you sell some clothes to males and some clothes to females. Maybe you sell clothes to 60-year-old ladies and 18-year-old girls, right? The messaging will be different to different people, and they will hang out in different places, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Comment below any questions that you've got on this. Remember, any questions that you've got throughout this video, I will come back and I'll personally reply to all of them. And so it's important to understand whatever business you have, different avatars hang out in different places. You might have a number of avatars. So for this exercise, what I want you to do is think of your ideal client. So if you're already established as a business, this is a little easier. So if you're established as a business, think of your last 10 customers, and 2 or 3 of those customers were better than the other 7, right? They were much better, meaning, for example, they paid you more, they paid you on time, they didn't quibble on the price, they were just really easy. They gave you everything you needed and you got the job done really smoothly. Whereas maybe 4 or 5 of those were a bit difficult and 2 or 3 of them were a complete pain in the ass, right? And so we want to attract more like the 20% that are your really, really good customers. So think about when you're doing this, if you've already got a business, who your ideal customer was. Now, if you're brand new, which some of you will be, that's fine too. What I want you guys to focus on is who do you guess that your ideal customer is? And you can maybe do some surveys or stuff like that that would help you along the lines. So if you haven't got your sheet, your worksheet, you can grab it in the description. If not, just write down as we go along. These are the things that you should be looking at when you're crafting your customer avatar. Firstly is gender. Now, yes, lots of businesses can sell to male and female. I get that. But now we're working on our ideal customer. And if you can work with both, that's fine. Just do 2 customer avatars. But for this exercise, just do one, pick a gender. So it's either male or female, quite simple, right? And the reason for that is you speak to those people differently. Not only that, they're going to hang out in different places online, right? That's important to understand. They're going to hang out in different places online. And so for us, we need to make sure that we have a message that really attracts those people. Now, age is important as well. Maybe you sell something like water and all ages could take that product, but you would still talk to those people in different ways, right? And so let's think about this. My daughter, Georgia, she's 20 years old. She's probably unlikely to buy an expensive Fiji water, for example. She'd be more likely to buy a lower end product, or maybe just get some tap water and take that out with her, right? Because she's got limited funds. Whereas someone in their 30s or 40s might be someone that's more likely to spend more money on like an expensive brand of water, and someone that's older, they've been used to drinking out the tap all their lives and been fine with it, and so they're more likely to drink tap water. And so think of the ideal age of your clients, and I want you to try and narrow that down to a 10-year radius. Remember, this is your ideal customer. You can sell to people outside this age, but pick your ideal customer. Maybe that's people that are 40 to 50. Generally, people that are 40 to 50 have more disposable income. Maybe they've had their children and their children aren't reliant on them. Maybe they've got the peak level that they're going to get in employment. And so those could be a good option for you. So think about that now and write down an age range that's 10 years. So 30 to 40, 20 to 30, 25 to 35, doesn't matter. You pick an age range. If you have a new business, your best guess is what I want you to go with here. So let's look at the next bit. Marital status. This is a really important consideration when crafting an avatar. Are they single? Are they divorced? Are they engaged, or are they married? Right? Think about that. Now, generally, as a rule of thumb, and this isn't always the same, but generally, someone that's married will have more disposable income. That's because you maybe got 2 incomes going into one house, half the bills go each side. But your product or service, maybe you're a relationship coach and you want to look for divorced people or people in a difficult relationship, right? So it's a key consideration here. If you run a nightclub, you probably want to target single people. If you run a wedding, like dress or wedding related business, a florist or a venue or something like that, maybe you want to target people that are engaged, right? So take a quick moment and I want you to make a quick decision on this. Make a decision. What's the ideal marital status of your existing clients that you've worked with already, or ones that you want to work with going forward. And write that down either on your sheet or on your pad. Location is key. When you're doing marketing with all these digital platforms now, the amazing thing is you can target people by postcode or radius from a certain location. And let's face it, in places like London, you could literally go one street over, and that could be a less affluent street. And certain areas and pockets of London will be very affluent, like Chelsea or Kensington or Knightsbridge or something like that. And so it's a real consideration for you. What's the location of my ideal client? Not only that, maybe you have a product that you can sell everywhere. If you know a little bit about me, you'll know that I had an e-commerce store and I sold all over the UK and Europe. However, that was in the good old days when internet marketing was easy. It's a little more complicated now. And if you think about this, if I give you £1,000 to market your business and say you've got to market to everyone in the UK with that, it's going to have very little impact. Not many people are going to remember you. However, if I said, here's £1,000 and advertise to everyone in Dorking, where I'm from, then it's going to have a big impact. You're going to get people that remember you for that marketing, right? So whatever your business is, whether it's e-commerce or a local business, you should start with a location and then move it out. It could be a city like London or Birmingham or Manchester, and then expand that location once you've had success in Manchester, once you've had success in Birmingham. Facebook did this themselves, right? Facebook started at one university, then they went to the next university and the next university. They didn't try and launch Facebook to everybody everywhere at once because it simply wouldn't work, right? It simply won't work, guys. So pick a location that's either a town or a city that's close to you that you want to start with. Then we need to think about our avatar's lifestyle, right? The more we know about these people, and we can guess in the first instance, but as you get to know your customers, what do you think they like to do? Do they like to play pool? Do they like to go out and play golf? Are they people that keep fit? Do they go out and get fancy cars? Maybe they're really family orientated people, or someone that goes on lots of holidays, right? I want you to really think about that, because in your marketing message, you can reference these things, right? Maybe it's really important to your business that you get people that regularly go to the gym. Maybe it's important you get people that really like to go on luxury holidays, right? Because that's a certain type of person and they're interested in certain types of products that might be yours. So what I want you to do is spend a minute or so now. Just give me your customer avatar's lifestyle. Write a few things down. Do they go to the gym? Do they go on expensive holidays? Do they play certain sports like squash, polo, tennis, football, rugby? I don't know. If you can write down a few of these, this is going to make your time really, really easy. And if you want to pause this video for a second while you're filling in your sheet, then that might be a good option for you as well. So maybe pause the video if you want to spend a minute or so filling that in now. Would be great. Thank you. And if you've got any questions as we're going through this, remember, comment below and I'll reply to all the questions as I get those. So do comment below any questions. And if you have got this far and you haven't liked my video yet already, please like it. That really helps me with YouTube, and subscribe to my channel. That's a few things to do while you're writing down those. Next is profession, right? What profession are they in? Are they working in IT? Do they work as a beauty salon owner? Are they unemployed maybe? Are they a director of a company? Are they a sales director? Do they work in sales, marketing? What is the ideal profession of your person? Different professions will be interested generally in different products. If you run a nightclub, you want to get in front of the salespeople. They're people that love going to nightclubs, right? Salespeople are really, really good people that you can get in front of. So write down, what's the profession of the person that you're looking to do? Income, right? Now, we can't target income levels so much anymore. We used to be able to target income levels on Facebook. Because of GDPR, you can't actually do that anymore. However, you can still have, there's lots of stuff to do when we teach you the marketing side of things that can help identify what's the rough income of the person we're targeting. Now, some businesses, you want to target people that are on a lower income. Some people that you want to target people on higher income or millionaires, right? And so think of the rough income, and it could be a fairly broad range. Could be 50 grand to 100 grand, could be 25 grand to 50 grand, could be £1 million plus a year. Who do you want to target, and what's their rough income? That's really important. And as we're going through all these things, if you need a moment, as I said, just quickly pause the video, fill in your sheet or fill in your piece of paper, and then you can unpause it and catch up with this. So income's a consideration. Now, what's their goal? What outcome are they looking to get from buying your product or service? When people work with me on my business accelerator, the outcome that they're looking to get is a few things. Some people, it's more time. Maybe they run a business and I can help them be more efficient in their business and run that really, really smoothly. Some people, their business really needs income right now, and that's how I can help them as well. Think about your customers' goals. So if you were a builder, for example, the goal might be that they want more space, right? And so that could be served to them by putting an extension on or going up into the loft. If you're a restaurateur, a goal might be that they're looking to really get focused on having a great wedding anniversary or birthday party or something like that. So what's the goal of your client? If you sell clothes, maybe they want to look smart for their new interview or for their new job or a wedding or something like that. Think of the goal and what's the outcome that someone wants to buy or to get from working with your product or service. Remember, as I said before, pause the video if you need to and fill in a few things there. Hopefully I've given you some examples. But if you've got any questions, as I said, comment below and I'll reply to all of those, and hit the like button because this helps more people see this video. Cheers, guys. Now, what are their values? That's important consideration, right? What's the values of the person that you're looking to work with? That's a really important consideration. Do they want to work with green, ethical companies? Or what other values have they got? You need to think about all the values they have as a person and what they're looking for from a business that they buy from. And note those down because that needs to feature heavily in your marketing. So make sure you get those noted down. What's their fears, frustrations, and challenges? Now, this is a true thing. Now, we mentor people on how to get leads and sales on the internet, right? And one of their fears is that they're technophobes. That's a massive common thing that people have before they work with me, is that they think that they're a technophobe. So their belief is, I'm not going to be able to do this stuff. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm a technophobe. I can't do this internet marketing stuff. And so the fact is that once they get a mentor and they get the guidance and we hold them step by step, actually we sit with them and do it, right? So it's even easier than that. They can do that. But in my marketing, I have to talk about how we're going to help you, right? Frustrations might be, maybe they're frustrated because they've tried digital marketing and they've got a bad coach or a mentor or someone that's ripped them off, right? And so they've tried lots of things and it hasn't worked. So I have to talk about how we've had lots of clients that have been in the same boat as that, and then we've helped them actually get it working. And the reason is because we've got a methodology, we've got a simple blueprint that helps people do this. Maybe another challenge that they've got is that they don't have enough money to buy the product or service that we offer people, right? The support and the mentorship. And so how that works is maybe we can let them know that there's a payment plan as an option, right? And so that can support them with cash flow or funding or grants and stuff like that. And so that's what I want you to think about now. What are your clients' fears? Sometimes their fear might be that you will rip them off. Maybe, as I said, it's that they're a technophobe if you have a techie sort of product. And so you need to know what are their fears, what are their frustrations. Maybe their frustration, if they're looking for a builder, is that they don't get anyone to return their calls or send them a quote. Challenges might be money. So you need to think about what are all these things and write them down. This is a really important part of this. So do pause this video if you need a minute or two to write that down, right? Really, really important. And what do they like and dislike here? Outside business, that's really important to think about your customer avatar. What do they like and dislike outside of business? So, me personally, I love NBA basketball. I watch it every week. And every time they come to London, I always get a courtside seat whenever I can. And I fly to America a couple of times a year when you're allowed and go and watch those games. So I love it, right? And what are your clients like? Right? What do they like to do? Do they like to have family time? What do they like to do? Do they like to go watch the F1? Do they like to go on a nice holiday? What do they like and dislike? And think about outside business. Because if maybe you've got familiar things that you both like. And if you talk about that, you'll attract them in. What keeps them up at night? Now, my clients, what keeps them up at night is stress that they're working too many hours. What keeps my clients up at night is their business isn't making enough money and they're worried maybe that it's going to have to close, right? That's really keeping them up at night. Various things like that, right? So what's keeping your clients up at night? Think about that. And if you can resolve that for them in your marketing and talk about that, that's going to make a big difference. So what keeps them up at night? Stress, like not enough money, all sorts of things like that can help. What do they talk about at home, right? Think about the stuff that they talk about at home. So we have a dog called Denny, so we talk about him. He's a little pain at the moment. We've got to be careful of him around our new baby. So we're talking about that. Do we get a dog trainer, or how can we make sure that's all good? We're talking a lot at home about our new baby Amelie. Like what's important, like what are we going to do with her to help her learn stuff faster? So we're talking about like baby swimming lessons you can get. So I'm looking at enrolling in that and going along with her to have some great fun family times together. We talk a lot about holidays at our house. We're always planning the next holiday that we want to go to as a family with Georgia and Katie and Emily and myself. And so what do your customers talk about at home, right? You want to know what they talk about. The more you know about someone, and think about this, right? These exercises, so many people don't do this stuff. The more you know about your customer, the better the relationship's going to be. The more you can give them value, the more you can attract those types of people that you want, right? So take a moment and write down some things that they talk about at home. Now, this is a really good one because when we show you Facebook advertising, it's so powerful. You can actually target the books that people read. Let me know in the comments, actually, because you're an entrepreneur. I really like to know this. So do let me know in the comments, what are the books that you read as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurial books? I'm really interested to know. Now, here's a couple that we target readers of because they really work for us. One is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? The Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We know that anyone that's read that is generally entrepreneurial and they're more likely to be looking to grow a business. And another one is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So those are two books that we target. And those are really, really good for getting us leads and sales. So think of the books that your people target. Maybe they read the Ideal Home magazine. Maybe they read certain sports magazines. What are the magazines that indicate that they could be a good lead or a good customer for your business? Likewise, magazines are really good, right? Magazines are similar. So we target people that read Entrepreneur Magazine, Success Magazine, Bloomberg magazines, and all those sorts of things, right? We know that means that there's a high chance that they're a business owner, and we can target those people with Google and Facebook. So I want you to spend a moment just writing down a list of magazines and books and getting those focused. You can go on Amazon or W.H. Smith's website if you're in the UK, and you can find a list of those things in your category. They're really, really good way to target people online. Also, likewise, blogs that they read, right? So we target people that read entrepreneur.com and success.com. Those are websites that we target. We also target people that like certain websites, for example, exhibitions that we're going to exhibit at. They're really good as well. So we're really, really enjoying targeting those people. And think of your niche. If you're unsure, just type in your niche into Google and put the word blog. So put in plumbing blog and you'll get a list of a load of plumbing websites that they target. If you want to target plumbers, for example, right? Who are the gurus they follow? You can target on Facebook, and do go and check out other videos on my channel because we've got a ton of marketing videos on here. But it's crazy. Facebook allows you to target fans of certain pages. And so fans that we target in our business are things like Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk. They're great entrepreneurs, follow those people, and business owners, people like you guys follow those people. And so we target those people on Facebook. It's really, really powerful, really, really, really powerful. And so you should make a list of certain people that you could target, the gurus in your industry, and they could be the authors of the books, right? Or maybe the writers of the magazine articles that you've already looked at. So you might need to do a bit of research. I'm sure you know a few. If you do fitness, might be Joe Wicks or something like that, right? So target the gurus they follow. Write 4 or 5 down on your sheet while you're doing it here. And then let's move on to the next part. Conferences they attend, right? I'm a speaker at the business show in London that has 25,000 people. That's a really, really good place for it, where I pick up business, right? And also these conferences are really powerful. Like, they're really, really powerful to attend. But you can target people that go to those conferences, people that go to the Ideal Home Show. It's really good for a load of businesses. Grand Designs. There's baby conferences. There's conferences in everything, right? There's a ton of conferences, and I want you to write down 4 or 5 main conferences, and then we'll move on to the next step. So write down those, and we can. I'll show you in another video how to target those. I also want you to write down what stops these people buying. Right? That's really, really important, because in your sales message, in your presentations, in your meetings, in your calls, you need to know what stops these people buying. Now, I'll give you some examples. One thing that stops our customers buying is maybe their partner, their husband or their wife. Maybe they've bought other things to try and grow their business that haven't worked, and they've wasted a ton of money. And so we need to consider that, right? That's a big consideration for us, and we need to address that sort of stuff. Right, and so we might do that by offering their partner a free place to come along with them, because when they grow together, that's really, really important. Now, the other thing might be that, as I mentioned earlier, they might believe that they're a technophobe. That I'm not going to be able to do this marketing stuff because I'm a technophobe. And so if that's the case, we need to address that and say, look, we help you. On the Business Accelerator, we help you. We have a team of people that help you implement stuff. Doesn't matter how techy you are. Our oldest client is 84 years old, right? And so you need to think about what stops them buying. Maybe it's that they don't believe that they can do what you're going to sell. Maybe they don't believe in you. Maybe it's a partner. Maybe they believe that they've got lack of funds. Whatever it is, you need to write down those objections. They're going to become really important. You need to address those in the marketing. Now, how do they make decisions? The person that you're selling to, do they make fast decisions or slow decisions? I'll give you a little idea here. You want to find the people that make fast decisions, right? I've sold at board level in the FTSE 100 to some of the biggest companies in the UK, and they always make a decision on the day. I didn't ever have to send a proposal, didn't ever have to do follow-up, because their time was so important. I had a 15-minute meeting, and every single time walked out with 25 grand of business, 30 grand of business, various different levels of business, right? And so you need to find people that make fast decisions. And when you can do that, you will attract more people. So think about your last 10 clients. Some of those clients, you had to put a proposal together, and it took you weeks of follow-up before you got the business. You had to drag them over the line. Whereas some of those people made a decision instantly. They just wanted to know, what's the rough price? When can we get started? And so we want to attract more of those people, right? So how do they make decisions? We're looking for the fast decision makers. What are their objections to the sale? So similar to what stops them buying, but slightly different. So what are their objections to the sale? It could be that I'll do this next time. I'll do this next time. I'm not ready to do it yet. I don't have enough money, right? Tell me in the chat, in the comments. Do you agree that if you needed a life-saving operation for one of your family members, you'd find the money? Tell me in the chat. if you in the comments below. I'm sure you would agree, right? You would find the money. However, lots of our clients' beliefs is that they don't have the money. And that is because we haven't demonstrated that this is going to work for them, right? We haven't demonstrated this is going to work for them. So write down 5 to 10 objections that you will get when you try and sell to people. You probably know those already. Not enough money, not enough time. They're going to be key ones, but there's a ton of other ones, right? I need to look at your competitors, whatever it is. So maybe pause the video if you need a little longer on this one and just get those written down, right? So that's it. That's the customer avatar. Those are the secrets to nailing your ideal customer avatar, right? So if you did this video and you went along, let me know what you think of this exercise. Comment below, tell me all about it. Like the video and subscribe to this channel. And I'm going to put some other videos around this video. So I want you to go and check those out too, because they will get you more focused on the marketing. But do maybe go back and rewatch this video, pause it as you fill it in. Make sure you grab the sheet. So in the description is the sheet. And look, if you want a free copy of my book, I'd love to give you a free copy of my new book, Expert Mastery. That will teach you, once you know your avatar, how to use a marketing system to get leads and sales online. And I want to give you a free copy of that. So in the description of this video is a link to grab a free copy of that too. So things to do is comment below, let me know where you're stuck on this. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on this. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and do make sure you grab your avatar template when you're here, and also grab my book. I hope you found this video useful. My name's James Nicholson, and it's been a pleasure talking to you today. Cheers, guys.